A U.S. aircraft carrier just deployed a weapon that can annihilate enemy fleets from 400 miles away. And China's military is in full panic mode. These aren't Hollywood fantasies. These are real classified systems hidden on carriers right now. And number one is so devastating Russia completely rewrote their entire naval strategy to counter it. Hit subscribe, because what you're about to see will shock you. 5 weapons. 5 game changers. All operational today in the Pacific and Red Sea. Representing firepower no enemy can match. Type proud below to support our defenders. Number 5. RIM-116 Rolling Airframe Missile. Let's kick this off with a weapon that sounds simple, but is absolutely terrifying when you see it in action. The RIM-116 Rolling Airframe Missile is the carrier's ultimate guardian, sitting quietly on deck until an enemy missile comes screaming toward the ship at twice the speed of sound. This isn't some experimental technology. Every single U.S. aircraft carrier, from the old Nimitz class to the brand new Gerald R. Ford, has at least 2 launchers packed with these interceptors. And each launcher holds 21 missiles ready to fire in seconds. Here's what makes this weapon so brilliant. When an enemy fires an anti-ship missile at our carrier, that incoming missile sends out radar signals to track its target. The RIM-116 actually locks onto those enemy radar signals and flies straight toward them like a heat-seeking bullet. Then, right before impact, it switches to infrared tracking, which means even if the enemy tries jamming our systems, this missile doesn't care. It still hits. In the Red Sea last year, Navy ships used these exact missiles to shoot down multiple enemy drones and cruise missiles fired by hostile forces. And every single interception was successful. The Navy is so confident in this weapon that they're actually replacing older defense guns on destroyers with even more RIM-116 launchers across the entire fleet. When a hypersonic missile is racing toward your ship at Mach 3, you want the RIM-116 standing guard. And our sailors drill with this system every single day to make sure they're ready when it counts. Each missile costs under $1 million. Number 4. Evolved Sea Sparrow Missile Block II. Now let's talk about a weapon that doesn't get headlines, but is absolutely critical to keeping carriers alive in combat. The Evolved Sea Sparrow Missile, or ESM Block II, handles threats that are still too far away for the RIM-116, but too close for comfort. This missile has a range of about 30 miles and can intercept everything from cruise missiles to enemy jets to swarms of attack drones, and it does all of this without breaking a sweat. What makes the Block II version special is that it doesn't need the ship's radar to babysit it all the way to the target like older missiles did. It has its own active radar seeker built right into the nose, which means the carrier can fire multiple missiles at different targets simultaneously without overloading the ship's tracking systems. If an enemy cruise missile comes skimming low over the water trying to sneak under our radar, the ESM can drop down and nail it just feet above the waves. The ESM Block II entered active service in 2020, and it's now standard across the entire NATO alliance, which means American carriers can link up with allied ships and share missile defense data in real time. That kind of teamwork and technology integration is something China and Russia simply cannot match, because they don't trust each other enough to share critical defense networks. In live testing, the ESM Block II has hit targets successfully 29 out of 30 times, which is an almost perfect success rate. When you're defending a $13 billion warship with 5,000 American sailors on board, that level of reliability isn't just impressive, it's absolutely essential. Block II costs approximately $1.8 million. Number 3. Phalanx Close-In Weapon System. Here's where things get absolutely insane. The Phalanx is the last line of defense, and when you see this beast in action, you'll understand why enemy pilots fear it more than anything else in the Navy's arsenal. This radar-controlled Gatling gun sits on the deck of every U.S. aircraft carrier, and it can fire up to 4,500 rounds per minute of 20mm tungsten armor-piercing shells. That's 75 rounds every single second, creating a literal wall of lead between incoming threats and our carrier. The Phalanx doesn't need human operators to pull the trigger. It's a fully autonomous system that detects, tracks, engages, and destroys incoming missiles and aircraft faster than any human could react. The moment an enemy missile breaks through our outer defenses and gets within about 2 miles of the carrier, the Phalanx radar locks on. The 6 rotating barrels spin up, and that threat gets shredded into pieces before it can hit the ship. What makes this weapon truly terrifying is its computer brain. The system tracks the target, calculates exactly where it will be in the next split second, and puts a stream of shells right in that path. Even if the enemy missile is traveling at supersonic speed and performing evasive maneuvers, the Phalanx adjusts its aim 60 times per second to guarantee a hit. During the Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s, the USS Phalanx system shot down multiple anti-ship missiles in actual combat, proving this technology works when lives are on the line. Since then, the Navy has upgraded every Phalanx system with improved radar, enhanced targeting software, and increased ammunition capacity. Each Phalanx system costs approximately $15 million. Before we continue, hit that subscribe button right now. Over 98% of viewers watch without subscribing, and it costs you nothing, but helps us create more content exposing the truth about American military power. Show your support. Let's keep going. Number 2. F-35C Lightning II with LRASM. Now we're getting into the technology that gives our enemies nightmares. The F-35C Lightning II is specifically built for aircraft carriers with bigger wings, reinforced landing gear, and a tailhook designed for repeated carrier landings. But what makes this jet absolutely lethal isn't the plane itself. It's the weapons it carries while staying completely invisible to enemy radar. In 2025, the Navy finished testing the AIM-158C LRASM, which stands for Long Range Anti-Ship Missile. This is a stealth cruise missile engineered to sink enemy warships from over 200 miles away. And the F-35C can carry 2 of these missiles externally or hide them inside its internal weapons bay when stealth is absolutely critical. Here's what makes the LRASM terrifying for any enemy navy. This missile doesn't need GPS to find its target, which means even if the enemy jams every satellite signal in the sky, it doesn't matter. The LRASM uses infrared sensors and an onboard computer brain to identify and lock on to enemy ships in the middle of heavy electronic warfare. But the F-35C isn't just a bomber. It's also a flying sensor platform with radar and infrared systems so advanced they can detect enemy aircraft and ships long before those enemies know the F-35 is even in the area. This is called sensor fusion, and it turns every F-35 into a battle manager coordinating the entire fight. Right now, the USS Carl Vinson, USS Abraham Lincoln, and USS George Washington are all operating F-35Cs in the Pacific Theater. That's a level of advanced firepower no other country on Earth can match. And the best part? The F-35C is getting even deadlier. New upgrades rolling out in 2026 will let it carry 6 air-to-air missiles internally instead of 4, which means 50% more firepower without sacrificing any stealth. Each F-35C costs approximately $110 million. Number 1. F/A-18EF Super Hornet Block 3. And now for number 1, the weapon system that keeps our enemies up at night and proves why America dominates the skies. The F/A-18EF Super Hornet has been the absolute workhorse of Navy air power for over 20 years. But the Block 3 version flying today is not your grandfather's fighter jet. This aircraft has been completely transformed with technology that rivals brand new 5th-generation fighters, and it's more dangerous now than ever before. The Block 3 Super Hornet features an advanced cockpit display, massively upgraded radar systems, extended range fuel tanks, and a reduced radar signature that makes it harder to detect. But the real power comes from the incredible variety of weapons this jet can carry into battle. In addition to the AIM-174B gunslinger we talked about earlier, the Super Hornet can deploy AIM-120D AMRAAM missiles with a range over 100 miles, AIM-9X sidewinders that can literally turn on a dime and track targets even behind the launching aircraft, and Joint Strike Missile, a stealthy cruise missile that hammers ground targets and ships from over 180 miles away. What makes the Super Hornet so valuable is its incredible versatility across every mission type. This jet handles air-to-air combat, close air support for troops on the ground, electronic warfare jamming enemy communications, and it can even serve as an aerial refueling tanker to extend the range of other fighters. During recent combat operations in the Red Sea, Super Hornets from the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower logged over 15,000 flight hours without a single loss. And here's something most people don't know. The Super Hornet is getting even better. The Navy is testing new conformal fuel tanks that will boost its range by 30%. New electronic warfare pods will give it superior jamming and detection capabilities, and integration with the MQ-25 Stingray unmanned refueling drone will allow it to operate hundreds of miles, farther from the carrier than ever thought possible. Our enemies are watching all of this, and they know they can't keep up. Each Super Hornet costs $70 million. So there you have it, 5 weapons operational right now on U.S. aircraft carriers. The RIM-116 guarding against incoming missiles, the SM Block II providing layered defense, the AIM-174B gunslinger reaching out 300 miles, the F-35C with stealth anti-ship missiles, and the Super Hornet Block III, the most versatile fighter on the planet. These aren't concept weapons sitting in some lab. These are real systems mounted on real jets, deployed on real carriers, operating in real combat zones right now. The men and women of the U.S. Navy train every day to operate these systems, and when the moment comes, they execute perfectly. China can build all the carriers they want, Russia can make all the threats they like, but they don't have what we have. We don't have the experience, the training, or the technology. And that's why America's aircraft carriers remain the most powerful weapons on Earth. If you found this valuable, smash that subscribe button for more military content. Stay proud, stay informed, and never forget the people making this possible.